This is the Jeff Oravich Show.
All right, welcome back, and I'm real happy to have on Speaker Elect to the Arizona House of Representatives, Representative Steve Montenegro. Hey, Steve, welcome to the program. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well, Jeff. What an honor it is to be on with you and your listeners.
Yeah, it is. I'm sure you're just busy as heck right now, and I appreciate you taking the time to talk to all of us because obviously it's exciting that the Republicans were able to maintain control and grow the control of both the House and the Senate. So talk about that real quick. What you see coming up when you take the speakership?
Well, first of all, listen, it's exciting. It's amazing to see how the voters, they know how to get things right, but they also know how to send messages, direct messages. And what a mandate they gave us in this last election. You know, the Democrat, Katie Hobbs, she spent over $15 million to flip the House and the Senate into Democrat control, all to no avail. Not only did the voters say, no, we do not like the vision you are painting for us, not only did they say no, they actually flipped it around and gave us more seats, 2 more seats in the House, and in the Senate, another seat. And so what does that tell us? It really shows, it told us what the voters, what matters to them. And what's that? Here's the vision that we're looking at. It's very simple. 1, the American dream. When we're talking about doing everything possible for every Arizonan to prosper, when it comes to the budget, when it comes to the economy, the health of the economy here in the state, you know, the price of everything's through the roof. So we're going to do what taxation here in the state. That's the number one thing, the overall health of the economy. Number 2 is public safety. We want safe neighborhoods from the front door of your house to the border. We're a border state. We can't ignore that. And we've got problems. And people have told us when it comes to law enforcement, first responders, it matters. We want safe Arizona communities. And number 3, it is our individual rights and liberties, our property rights, our school choice, parental rights, medical freedom. People care. They don't want the government in their life. And so it's very simple. The American dream, keeping Arizonans safe, and making sure we're protecting our individual rights and liberties.
You know, I was just talking with Goldwater Institute, and we were talking about the passage of Prop 312, which helps people from government, you know, not taking care of their property adjacent to you. And Arizonans overwhelmingly voted for that. And quite frankly, across the country, they came out and gave not only you and the Arizona legislature, but President Trump a mandate to fix this lawlessness that's been going on. Now, another one that passed, Speaker-elect, is the Border Security Act. How do you see that one playing out? Because obviously now you got support from the White House coming up to try to stop the lawlessness when it comes to illegal immigration. How do you see that playing out and working in conjunction with the feds to reverse what Biden and Harris were doing?
Well, no, this is actually beautiful because, look, if we look at our Constitution, if we look the foundation of this country, everybody thinks that the federal government is on top of the state, or as if the state is some sub-portion of the federal government. False. We are the state of Arizona. This is the state of Arizona. And the Constitution, I'll give you an example, the 10th Amendment, it says that the rights that are not listed for the federal government are reserved for the states. I say that if the federal government refuses to do its job, and one of its main jobs is to protect its citizens, to protect Arizonans, if it can't do it, then the state stands up. We're going to do it as well here at the state level, and that's what we presented to the voters. And so the beauty about this is that with President Trump coming in and being very clear that the border matters, I think that we're going to be able to work together. And first of all, we're always going to exercise the state's muscle, right? Because we want to protect our citizens. We want to protect Arizonans, but we'll be able to do it, like you said, in conjunction with them to make sure Arizona is safe.
Now, what do you do about, you have an attorney general in this state that does some of the most ridiculous things I've seen. She was thinking about going after Trump over false accusations about Liz Cheney. She finally dropped that. You've got a governor, a Democrat governor in Katie Hobbs, who has a veto shredding machine. And you have still, even though you picked up a couple seats, you still have a very close legislature. How do you get this stuff through? I mean, obviously, outgoing Speaker Toma and President Peterson, they went to the voters for a lot of things. I mean, how do you get this stuff done when you have such a lot of people on the very far left?
Well, look, that is a challenge. And all along, I think that's what Arizonans saw these last 2 years, that we as Republicans, we are trying to have a government that functions. We're presenting ideas. We're presenting forward what actually works. We're presenting forward. She was happy, and she was touting across the country to be the veto queen. We sent her so many good pieces of legislation, and she was telling everybody, no, no, no. The voters sent us to do a specific job, and she was telling the voters, no, no, no. So what we're going to do is our part. We have the budget coming up. We want to make sure that there's checks and balances. Remember, that's our Republican form of government. So we want to make sure as a legislature, we're presenting policy. We're being very reasonable. And we want to, like I said, we want every Arizonan to prosper. That's the American dream. We want to keep our families safe, and we want to make sure that we are protecting our individual rights and liberties. That's the type of policy that we're going to continue to send up, and I think we'll be successful because it's reasonable to expect that good policy should go through. And if not, she's going to have to answer to the voters. Yeah.
Do you push it either way? Because that's what you guys did last session. That's what leadership was doing last session. Do you push it even though it might be a tough bill? It might be a MAGA type bill to help support President Trump. Do you still push that up to her and force her to get out the veto machine?
Well, look, I don't think that it is extreme to say we want safe neighborhoods. We're a border state. It's not extreme to say we want fentanyl off the street.
Yeah.
It's not extreme to say that we want, the taxpayer to keep more of their money. It's not extreme to say that we want less regulation so that the private sector, the small businesses, the mom and pop shops can succeed and progress and grow economically. And so it's not extreme to say, hey, government, stay out of my life. So what I think is that she's running into the problem that her policies fail. They're failed, and the voters are rejecting them. So we're not gonna hold back. We're gonna protect every Arizonan, every family here in our state, and we're gonna make sure that we hear what the voters say and what they sent us to do.
I was, I've been in communication with and looking forward to getting your colleague on the other side there, Senate President Warren Peterson on, and he's been pushing to shorten the early ballot deadline because, we have trouble counting and we like to take 2 extra weeks. He's proposing to make it the Friday before. And I even saw someone on the far left, an op-ed person in the state agreeing. So I was like, wow, we can finally agree to change our elections. Are you looking at that one too, to try to speed this up a little bit and make the process a little better for the voters of Arizona?
Well, absolutely. We've been trying to do that. Many members in our House, many members that are returning as well, actually introduced bills here in the House to do just that. She vetoed it. In fact, one of your members, I believe it was Representative Selena Bliss, who introduced legislation, and she rejected it. And so I got to tell you that we're excited. We're going to continue to fight so that we have elections that are transparent, that are fair, that restore the trust of the public. That's what is intended to do. The election, our ballot box is sacrosanct. We got the sanctity. We got to protect it. There's too many lives that have been sacrificed for it. So again, those are the first steps we're going to take. We've been doing it before. We're going to do it again. It's at the top of our list.
All right. Speaker Elect Steve Montenegro, hey, I appreciate it. I hope before the session we could maybe spend a little more time because there's going to be a billion things coming up once the session opens up in January. Congratulations. And I hope you guys, at the last session, you guys really held it together tight as a conservative caucus in light of having a Democrat governor. I hope we're able to still do that going forward and push even harder and I think we kind of got them on the ropes right now, and America and the state is agreeing with that, agreeing more with our policies and our direction.
Absolutely. That's the goal. Remember, 1, 2, 3, prosperous families, safe families, and are protecting our rights and liberty.
All right. Speaker Elect, appreciate it. We'll talk with you again real soon.
You got it. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks for watching this video. Thank you to everyone listening on the podcast as well. Do me a favor right now. Please subscribe. I appreciate everybody that's doing it. Subscribe, and share with your friends. If you've already done that, leave a comment. That helps us out a lot, and we'll see you back here real soon.